So my name is Moss Brennan. I am the editor of the Watauga Democrat. I've been editor since 2021 in September, and before that I was a reporter. I'm here to talk about Hurricane Helene and kind of the impacts locally and what we did reporting wise, kind of covering it. So during the storm, I was actually working with the two departments I'm part of, Watauga County Rescue Squad and Deep Gap Fire. And so I was helping people during the storm, and so afterwards it was almost easier for me to talk to people because some of the people I talked to, were in serious condition and that kind of thing. So it was easier to talk to people that, had still lost everything, but they were still there and their family was still there versus some of the other people I saw and had to deal with. But it's still hard because, you're talking to somebody that's lost everything. And for us personally, we focused more on the recovery effort instead of talking to people who just lost everything. And, I saw a lot of that where TV news would come up here, and there were so many of them. I did a story on that thinking initially, there was going to be 5 or 6 Swiftwater rescues. It's going to be bad, but it's not going to be that bad. Obviously, that wasn't the case, Soon after that, Boone started getting dispatched to Swiftwaters. They started evacuating people. And that's when I kind of went from being a reporter to a rescue EMT because life safety comes first to me. And so when we got dispatched to the meat camp area to do Swiftwater rescues, evacuate people from their houses, and I think we did 11 Swiftwaters in that area. We were helping other departments. There were landslides, there were serious injuries, and we're a backup ambulance service as well. So kind of during the hurricane, I was really focused on that and doing the reporting as I could. But again, we didn't have a lot of internet, we didn't have a lot of cell service, so it was hard to get stuff up anyway. And so really I focused on life safety that day and tried to get information out as I could. I print paper out and hand delivered it to different places, and we had information about how to get that support out there. And I think that's really what people need to do is just if you need support, get support. Don't feel like you don't need it because other people might need it worse. With the damage in Boone, it was really kind of that first day, it was all at once. You saw all that flooding, you saw cars everywhere. There were a ton of Swiftwater rescues at some of these different apartment complexes. And once that all went down, you could still see damage. There were cars and debris everywhere, but the damage didn't look as bad as, say, going to some places in the county where entire houses were destroyed. And that's not to say there wasn't damage in Boone, because there definitely was. But as far as visually, town of Boone itself, visually, you kind of didn't see as much except certain places, but Western County did. And so I think one of the things people won't see is like that there, like all these apartment complexes, these businesses that got condemned because of how much water damage there was. So I think there's going to be a lot of work inside that's fixing a lot of these businesses and apartment complexes to get them livable again that won't necessarily be seen from the outside as you drive through Boone.